Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 971st episode of BeiJing Talking. Today, I want to share with you a story about wars. Not just wars of stone, but wars of fear, wars of control, and wars that keep more than a billion human beings trapped inside. When people think of China's Great War, they imagine a proud monument of history, a symbol of defiance against foreign invasions. But the truth is more complicated. The Great War was not only built to keep enemies out, it was also built to keep the Chinese people in. Throughout history, ordinary peasants often wanted to escape the crushing taxes and forced labor imposed by emperors. Life beyond the war, among nomadic tribes or in new territories, sometimes meant freedom. So emperors built the war not just as defense, but as a cage. It stopped people from living, forcing them to stay on the line, to farm, to pay taxes, and to serve in the army. Fast forward to today, the stone may still stand, but the logic remains. The Chinese Communist Party has built a new Great War, not of bricks, but of high-tech, fear, propaganda, and manipulation. Let me give you two examples, the outside and the inside. One, the outside. Scam colonies abroad. In northern Myanmar, especially in places like the KK Park in Myawaddy and in Sihanoukville, Cambodia, entire cities of crime have emerged. These are not random gangs. They are industrial-scale compounds founded by Chinese capital, run by Chinese operators, and stuffed with Chinese victims. Kidnapping, online fraud, torture, organ trafficking, all in plain sight. BeiJing knows about this. They even pretend to crack down, but in reality, they allowed it to grow. Why? Because it served their plan. Think about it. For young Chinese workers, the easiest way to leave the country is not to fly to Europe, America, Japan, or South Korea. That is nearly impossible due to visas, costs, and restrictions. The most accessible route is by land to Southeast Asia. And what do they find there? Horror stories, torture, slavery, even death. The result is predictable. People are terrified. They stay at home. They no longer dream of crossing borders. The CCP achieves exactly what the Asian emperors wanted. Keep the people inside. 2. The inside. Persecution at home. Now, let's compare this to what happened to Yumenglong, a young Chinese actor with 20 million followers. He was controlled, tortured, and killed. Why? Because in the eyes of the CCP, he wasn't even considered a human being. The message is the same. If a famous celebrity can be destroyed, what chance do you have? At a deeper level, the purpose is not simply to commit a crime against one individual and escape the law. is to frighten an entire generation, is to build a war inside the minds of the people, an invisible war of fear. The common logic. The scam colonies in Myanmar and Cambodia are the outer war. They make the outside world look too dangerous, so you never try to leave. Political persecution at home is the inner wall. They make speaking out look suicidal, so you never dare to resist. And together, this wars from a prison without bars, a digital, psychological great war for the 21st century. So why it matters for the world? Some people may think, this is China's internal problem. Why should we care? But the CCP's methods are not confined within its borders. They export their criminal industries, their surveillance technologies, their propagandas, and their corruption through Belt and Road projects. The scam compounds destroy lives not only of Chinese, but of people from Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, and even Africa, Europe, and America. Victims of online fraud exist everywhere. And what begins as a tool to control Chinese citizens soon becomes a model for controlling people elsewhere. If the world does not resist this system, tomorrow it may spread far beyond China. The truth we must face. The Chinese Communist Party is not just authoritarian, it's parasitic. It feeds on its own people, treating them as human minds to be exploited for labor, for money, even for their organs. Unlike the ancient emperors, they are building walls, not to protect their people, but to imprison them, not to define civilization, but to suffocate it. My message is simple. Do not be deceived by the CCP's claims of stability and harmony. See the cruelty behind the propaganda. Recognize that the scam cities in Myanmar and Cambodia are not accidents. They are part of a strategy. Recognize that the death of Yumenglong is not an isolated tragedy. It is a warning. The world must understand silence helps the war to grow higher. Speaking out is the only way to break it. So, please sign the avaaz petition for Yumenglong. It's also for you and the whole world. You can find the link in the description of this episode. Thank you for watching.